Speaker number 4 is going to tell us how a car accident can be a positive thing and how alligators can eat you. Please welcome Toastmaster Jeff Osborn.
You have a great voice. I just got to say that. I love listening to you talk. Okay, guys, I am happy to be here today. I'm extremely happy because I didn't make it last time. I got into a car accident on the way to Toastmasters. I had the master evaluator role, which was very important to me, and I spent a great deal of time on to make sure everybody was accounted for. So today, I'm going to talk about car accidents. Please raise your hand if you've ever been in a car accident. Hopefully nothing serious, but something we can all relate to. The definition of accident is an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly, unintentionally, typically resulting in damage or injury to someone or a vehicle. So let's break that down. Unfortunately, unexpectedly, and unintentionally. Unfortunately, no one wakes up hoping to be in an accident. 2 Fridays ago, I was leaving my CrossFit gym heading here, excited to be the master evaluator role, and normally I'm over rushing. Normally I'm not as early as I want to be. But on that day, I was doing really good. I was going to be on time. I was looking to be here 15 minutes early, which is amazing for me, but still not good enough for Carson. As I'm driving no more than 5 minutes from the gym when this happens, I go through a 4-way stop sign in Apopka, a rough part of Apopka. There's a vehicle in front of me stopping in the road. I have no idea what they're doing. I thought they were up to something bad at 7 o'clock in the morning, trying to get their fix on, or turning right because they didn't have a blinker to go left. So I go around them, thinking that's what they want me to do. 70% of my truck is pretty much past them, and then I feel a bump. Something bumps me. And sure enough, it was them. Let's pause for a second. I see my life flash before my eyes. I'm missing Toastmasters, my master evaluator role. My first thought was I could run from the accident scene since my vehicle is still driving. I pondered that for a second. And another second. But that wouldn't be the right thing to do, and I know Carson and Carmelo would be very upset at me. So I pulled over to the right side of the road. I looked behind me, and sure enough, that his truck was stopped in the middle of the road. He decided to hit the gas and run into my step rail, which bent his rim and made his truck not drivable. I started asking if they're okay. Soon to find out, they don't speak English, they speak Spanish. So I tried to call Carlos, but he didn't answer. The gentleman was wearing a mask. I don't know why, but he was wearing a mask, and his wife was in a nursing outfit. My first reaction is, are you okay? Is everything okay? But they seemed to be upset with me. Instead of getting upset, I showed kindness. I showed grace. Because unfortunately, this isn't my first accident, or my second accident, or my third accident. I think it's my 4th accident. But the point I'm trying to make is I showed gratitude. The point I'm trying to make is I showed caring to make sure they're okay. I soon discovered everything was okay, so I texted Carmelo on speed dial to let him know immediately. He texted back with a big heart. Thank you, Carmelo. I love you. And I'll get back to this accident thing situation later. So moving on to unexpectedly. Accident number 2. We encounter all kinds of surprises in our daily lives. Accident number 2 happened while I was driving early in the morning on 429 heading towards Lake Jessup. Let's talk about Lake Jessup for a second. Lake Jessup is the lake that they put all the alligators in. So if you are going to go in Lake Jessup, there's a good chance you're going to get eaten by an alligator. That's facts. I don't know why we're talking about alligators today, but okay. So I was driving a 2-door small Saturn. I don't even know if they make Saturns anymore, but I was driving a 2-door small Saturn, a dolly, a concrete dolly, which is like a tree dolly, comes flying at me, end over end over end, uncontrollably. I see the car in front of me, immediately turn to the right. This is a 4-lane road, I'm in the middle. So I immediately turn to the left. I start hitting my brake. And then I try to turn to the right so I don't crash into the concrete barrier. but my wheels locked up, and bam, bam, bam. I hit the concrete barrier at 65 miles an hour. Yeah. My wheels were still turned to the right. So as soon as it caught, it took me way over here, and then I crashed into the other barrier on the other side of the road. I have no idea how I didn't get hit. Thank you, God. And I made it to the shoulder of the road. I remember having a leather jacket on, which helped me not get thrown around too much in a car, because of course, I didn't have my seatbelt on. I was in my 20s, I was young. I got out of the car immediately, realized how dizzy I was, and I fell right back into my seat. And I kept yelling, grab the dolly, grab the dolly, grab the dolly. Without that, I had no proof of why I was trying to turn into traffic. That became the key piece of evidence in my lawsuit to come against the concrete company that drove away, that had no idea they caused a major accident. Come to find out, the driver was fired before he got back to the shop. That accident messed me up pretty good. It hurt my back, but again, I was in my 20s, so I healed. They gave me pain medicine, which is probably the worst thing they could do, because again, I'm in my 20s, and of course, I wasn't responsible. So unintentionally, side note, unintentionally, addiction, painkiller addiction is a huge problem with car accidents. A lot of people get hooked on painkillers after they get into a car accident because it makes them feel amazing. It makes you forget about all your problems. That's bad. Don't do that. Okay, with all these negative associations, there is still a positive to be found in any situation. Being on the 429 bridge accident forced me to stop, slow down, reflect on really what's important to me. I am still working on finding the positive things in the accident on the way to Toastmasters. And when I find that, I'll let you know. But when things feel overwhelming and you're going 1,000 miles an hour, slow down. Try to limit the risk of bad things that can happen to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, I pray no one gets into an accident today. I pray everybody learns from my mistake. And when you go home, hug your families. Because there's never enough love to give. And if you drive over Lake Jessup on 429, whatever you do, do not go over the railing, because you will be eaten by an alligator. Thank you.